And with us right now, we've got Dr. Uyi and Dr. Faith Abraham. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
we're
you,
glad
Josh.
to be here.
Yeah, we're glad to be here.
Now, you guys are the owners of Vonza, which is, I'm blown away by what you've developed here. It is essentially one platform to rule them all and replace them all. And would you mind sharing how you got to where you are today with this platform? Because this is an ambitious product to be able to develop something quite like this.
Absolutely. So not assuming that everyone understands it, Vonza is the only platform that you need. It's an all-in-one platform by which you can run your business online. So formerly you had to have several different platforms, one for funnels, one for courses, one for digital products, one for physical products, one for all of these different things, one for your website. So you can literally have 6 to 10 different platforms just to run one business.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so what we said was, we were like, that is crazy. That's ludicrous. So why wouldn't someone just create something where it's all together, everything you need to run your business in one place? And we were like, okay, it's not here, so we're going to create it. So hence Vonza was birthed. That's our 4th child, because we have 3.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great. And also, we are entrepreneurs, right?
Correct.
Many of these other software companies out there are being built by marketers or business people or people just trying to like, okay, how can we make some money, right?
Yeah.
But Vonza is different. We are entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs, and we had a problem. We had 3 children, an autistic child, and trying to balance that with running our businesses and needing so many tools and so many plugins and this and that and the other. And it felt like we're just losing our minds. I'm like, okay, why can't there be really one simple product that is also very powerful, that an entrepreneur such as we that have busy lives can run the entire business in one place. So if I need to know what my stats is on my email list, on my funnels, on my digital products, I don't have to be logging into several things. I can just have one dashboard, right? Where I can see the health of my business in one place. So imagine how that would save my time, save money with all these different expensive products, then hiring developers and tech people and somebody to customize a WordPress and plug in and, just all over the place. And George, this is so big, Doc. I know you're ready for your next question, though. But this is so big. This is the problem, right? We are like, like just kind of talking about like scriptures. We're like Moses, right? Telling the people like, get out of Egypt, right? Come to Canaan. But people are like, no, we like the onions in Egypt. It's okay. We're used to using so many tools to run our business. It's okay. We survived it. We're like, yeah, because you didn't know better. You didn't know there was a better way to do your online business, right? So that's part of the fight we have right now with entrepreneurs that like, I've built all this thing. It seems to be working fine with me. We'll be like, but you don't know how much you are wasting, how much time you're wasting, how much sanity you are losing just by being all over the place instead of just running your business in one simple place. So that is part of the stuff. And that we also describe it as like, Uber and taxi driver, right? Many entrepreneurs, they complain, they'll be like, this, softwares are so difficult to understand, this and that and the other. And it's like, when people were, complaining about taxi drivers a lot, they'll be like, taxi drivers are rude, taxi drivers, their cars are not clean, But you'd be like, okay, but what about Uber? You'd be like, yeah, but I cannot get used to using taxi. Yeah, because you've never used an Uber. Uber drivers are usually nicer. Their cars are cleaner. Their account can be black compared to taxi drivers. They have all these, loopholes and all this stuff, right? So you're not going to experience how much freeing riding an Uber is if you're still stuck using the old way, taking a taxi cab, right? So
yeah, so I was gonna ask. So for someone who's familiar with, I'll just kind of list off some platforms, right? So ClickFunnels,
Yep.
KARTRA, Infusionsoft, and people might say, well, those do everything. What's the difference?
Okay, people say they do what?
So they might look at another platform like Infusionsoft or ClickFunnels or KARTRA, and they say, but those are, is it the same thing? Is it similar to how those platforms operate?
No, it's different, right? Even, you know, my wife did a video yesterday, right? When we first started Vonza, a lot of people were skeptical. They were like, but why don't you just focus on one thing? Just do online courses, just do funnels like ClickFunnels, just do CRM and email like Infusion stuff, right? Just do email like MailChimp, right? But we saw the future that entrepreneurs are going to get overwhelmed. The world is getting more complicated now. People want simplicity. People don't want to be all over the place. And guess what, Josh, before I answer your question, now, all of these people that started with just one thing, now they're trying to do more than one thing now.
Yeah.
MailChimp now does email marketing. They does websites. They do landing pages. ConvertKit is now offering products, digital products. And Teachable is now trying to offer coaching because they see that at one point people are going to need more than just one platform. But the issue now is that many of these people you mentioned, right, they are not true all-in-one platforms. Even though they say they are, which is just, to me, just a marketing gimmick, right? For instance, Infusionsoft might say all-in-one, blah, 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 blah. But you can host your videos there natively. You have ClickFunnels, say you can do online courses, but you cannot host your video natively. You can't control that experience. You have to put it on YouTube or Vimeo, then cap it over there, and you don't control that experience. After the video is over, YouTube might decide to show you kind of weird videos after that.
Oh, I know. It drives me crazy.
You know,
I'm a big fan, you know, for conversion optimization, you know, and just kind of maintaining and controlling your branding.
Exactly.
You know, all of a sudden you get all these recommended videos and like on your site. And
exactly.
Then they disappear and then they're into YouTube land. It's
exactly. So you don't control that experience. You don't control that video. You don't control all of that for your customers, right? And none of them give you the tools. Like Vonza gives you like 12 solid tools, right? None of them give you that, right? Even though they call themselves, like, let me tell you some of the things you can do on Vonza: websites, online courses, like physical products, digital products, sales funnels, right? Email marketing, SMS, you know, which I'm sure they're going to kind of copy at some point because we feel like that's going to be big. Like, Josh, why can't I just text my customers if I want to from within my platform? If I have a big offer, a big product launch, why do I have to rely on email only? Phone is more personal, right? So I can also text my customers as well. So we have these true tools that entrepreneurs need to easily run their online business. That's why I would say Vonza is the only true all-in-one platform to run a successful online business.
Yeah. So how do you build? I mean, this seems like a really ambitious product, and this isn't your first rodeo. You've been involved in, would you mind kind of talking about, you know, kind of your software background and how it kind of brought you to developing this?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, originally, you can tell from my accent, I wasn't born in America. I came to America with only $100 to my name to come to medical school. So after a while, I didn't kind of like chemistry, biology too much. I dropped out, went into ministry, then also started my entrepreneurship journey. We've been building businesses for over 15 years, you know, from car dealership to restaurant to online university. So when we started our online university 10 years ago, that was when we knew that the future of online business and online and education was online. So we built different softwares over the years, from our website design to online university to Bloomchase. Bloomchase is an online marketplace that connects people to the right professionals to get stuff done. So we've been in the SaaS tech thing for about 10 years now, but Vonza is our big first SaaS platform or product.
Wow. And it is ambitious though, because it's something that hasn't been seen before. Hence, people are just like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's like that unicorn, right? It's so magical and mystical and it's so pretty. It can't be true, but it is true. And it's really the wave of the future. Like that's where all the platforms are going. And we're literally seeing it every single day with some of the names that people are maybe used to, like MailChimp and Kajabi, but they're literally saying, Vonza's on track here. They got the right idea but we're entrepreneurs. So we knew that. We knew that's what we needed. Like that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
So it just made sense. Like, yeah, there's a lot of coding involved in it and everything has to speak, and it does, thankfully.
Yeah.
But we just knew, like, other entrepreneurs who want sanity, like your life is already crazy as it is.
Right.
At least, I mean, mine is. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. Well, I'm a wife first.
It's a good,
I'm a
it's
wife.
a good side gig.
Yes. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 3. My son is autistic and he's getting better and better, but that's taken a lot of time and research and all that kind of stuff. I have businesses with my husband, and then I also do a couple things outside of my husband, just freestanding on my own. I'm still a sister. I'm still, a coach. And so like all these things are coming at me. And the last thing I need is my technology to be like all over the place. Cause then I have to sit down and I'm like, okay, I can do this and really hone in and focus. And my kids are pounding at the door like, Ma, we're hungry. So it just made sense.
So can you talk about the development cycle to build something as robust as this platform?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been working on Vonza, the idea for Vonza, for about 2 years before we went out of beta. We went through so many developers, because the idea is simple, but also too complex. Yeah. And we took a while to get the right team that is able to build the simple and beautiful and powerful software platform that we have today. Yeah. So it took about 3 cycles of 3 teams, a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to get to the level where we have right now, with hundreds of customers that love it, that are growing their business on Vonza. So it wasn't an easy process, because it's a very, very powerful platform that we are building. So it took a while to get the right team, but thankfully that God really blessed us with the right team now that is able to do what we do with Vonza.
Yeah, amazing. So now that you've got this amazing, you just did a great event, by the way. Thank you so much for inviting me to participate in that.
We loved having you.
It was an online summit. And now that you've got this great platform, what are how do you promote this to the masses? How do you, you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars now that you need to make sure that, you attract the customers. What's the marketing plan?
Yeah. So our marketing plan is we're doing some ads, some SEO, some of those stuff. But what we've seen that will work best for us is like what we're doing right now, which is going to be JVs, partnerships, affiliates, influencer marketing. That's going to be really, really big, because when you are new, you need somebody that have influence with certain people to kind of vouch for you, to kind of try it. I mean, we saw that we could literally spend hundreds of thousands on Facebook ads, right?
Yeah.
And if people really don't know you, they are skeptical. But when somebody that's already kind of have some influence with a certain group of people vouch for you, they try, they like it, it just converts better. Yeah. So our real strategy is really working relationships, podcasts, Facebook Lives, allowing people to introduce us to their network, to their tribe. I think that's going to be our most effective. But of course, we're going to do all the, ads and marketing and SEO and Google and all of that good stuff. Then also too, we really focus a lot on customer service. Like, believe it or not, we have a team of about 25 that works on Vonza right now. I mean, I'm the chief customer service rep on Vonza, right? Personally take the concerns or requirements of our customers seriously. I'm in the front line. I want to know what they want, what they need.
Yeah.
And we have such a really, really good team, Josh, that we've never had a situation where we couldn't fix, right? You know, even yesterday, one of our customer, we call them Vonza nights. You know, one of our Vonza was asking about in a bulk uploader functionality, and I took a screenshot of that message, sent it to my engineering team. They're like, in 3 days, we're gonna have it done. So we have a really, really good team that we listen to our customers. When we see what they want, you know, we can easily get it done if they just give us enough time to, you know, to build that. Because we're building so many tools at the same time.
Yeah. And I think just for any entrepreneur, those two things that you just mentioned, babe, are really essential, which is, of course, listening to the customer, especially when it's your ideal customer, because sometimes you know what they need, but they don't know that they need it.
Yeah.
But they can tell you kind of how they want it presented to them when you listen. So taking that extra time to do that customer service is really, really effective, because you can hear their thoughts, like you can hear their heart. And of course, as long as it falls in line with what your vision is for the company and for your business, implementing that is going to make it work. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing on the influencer marketing, I think a lot of us are just used to being the lone ranger, you know? And we're just gonna do it, and I'm gonna get it done, and I'm gonna. But there's so much power in that team effort. Like even with us, one of the reasons why I love doing business with my husband is like, I have my own perspective. I have the way I see the world, but he has his way of seeing the world. And so when we bring it together, it just creates a beautiful perspective that we could really put into the business. And then it's like, oh yeah. And the people like are like responding to it. And I'm like, high five, we did it, you know, it makes sense. So a lot of entrepreneurs have to know that, like, there's some things that, it is tasking, it is time consuming, but listen, your customers want to be heard. And when they feel heard, oh my God, they will be the loudest cheerleaders. Like word of mouth never dies off. They will be your word of mouth. They will be your marketers.
Yeah. So who would be kind of like your dream user, your avatar?
That's a really good question. Okay.
Good.
I think lots of good questions. I'm just thinking of the question that, you know, that our friend who's been listening to our conversation is, you know, is thinking about themselves. Like, is this for me?
Yes. Is the dream user is the multi-passion entrepreneur. Multi-passion entrepreneur that does more than one thing. For instance, if all you do is just online courses, you probably have something for that already. But what about if you do online courses, you write books, you have products, you do info products or whatever it is, right? You do more than one thing, then Vonza is just perfect for you. Because you don't have to use multiple tools for these multiple things you do. Maybe you're a speaker, you do coaching, right? You know, like you want to schedule clients. You can, that's another one we forgot to mention earlier. We have Vonza scheduling as well. So you can schedule your clients all in one place. So Vonza is perfect for an entrepreneur that does more than one thing, that has more than one offering. And so they can do these multiple things in one simple and powerful place.
Yeah, and I should say, for someone's like, well, how much? It's the pricing ranges from, you have a free level that allows you to test drive the platform.
Correct.
And then it starts from $69 to $349 a month. So again, very competitively priced, given everything that's included in there that you wouldn't have to buy. And that's the annual price. So it's month to month. It's looks like it ranges from, again, you've got the free tier to $79, $199, and $399 monthly. For a platform that pretty much runs, is what you're saying, runs the whole company. I would imagine, you know, with, you know, what was the timeline on launching, like the beta and kind of when you came out of beta?
Yeah, so we've been working on it in some way, shape, or form for about 2 years. So we went out of beta. So been in beta for about 6 months. Then went out of beta in February of 2020.
Yeah.
So we've been out of
Even
beta
with
now for about 4 months.
yeah, even with a mature platform like ClickFunnels and KARTRA, you just, I use both of those platforms. I don't hate them, but even with those platforms, oh my gosh, the Actionetics, that was so buggy.
Yeah, we
when
heard that
came out.
story.
And that was a nightmare for me,
Yeah.
running my company. And so how do you help someone overcome the concern that this is a newer platform, so therefore it might be buggy too?
Yeah, and that's a very good question. And people always have that question too. And the good thing is this, before we launch, there's been a lot of testing and stuff. So we really found a lot of bugs. It's not going to be 100%. No platform is ever going to be 100%, but so far, we have customers, they tell us if something breaks or something is working. And so far, I think we really have about 99% of issue-free situations. The only thing that we probably need to do better is when we release a new patch. So there might be like 3 to 5 minutes of downtime. And so sometimes like, oh, I try to click on save, it's not saving. Then I'm like yelling at our CTO. I'm like, that cannot happen. We can't make people feel like we don't know what we're doing. I'm like, oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you that we just released a new patch at the time. So it's always going to be 3 to 5 minutes delay. So now we're going to do like 2 or 3 a.m., US time, just to make sure that doesn't happen. But so far though, just honestly speaking, we've not really had a lot of bugs or stuff like that. And if we do find it, we fix it immediately.
Do you, and I know you do a really great job to have a great relationship with your users. Do you have them in a Facebook group, or how do you communicate with your users right now?
Yeah, we do have them in a Facebook group, and we call them Vonzanites. So we have our Vonzanite community on Facebook, and a lot of times people are just sharing their wins and sharing, what's going on with them. Then of course, if there's like the news of ConvertKit, that was kind of like sliding in the DMs. Hey, have you seen this? Oh, we seen it, honey. We're good. So it's like a family, like everyone's growing. Everyone is being stretched to show up and perform and to do well, because that's what we built the platform for, so that you can win and you can succeed. So we all gather there, and it's pretty active. So we're glad about that.
You guys are based in Alpharetta, Georgia. Great town. You know what? My wife went up there last year. I've got a client up there, and one thing we really enjoyed is we rented bikes, and down in the it's not the river bottom, but it's where the trails are wonderful in Alpharetta, and shopping is real fun. Of course, you go and say hi to Andy Stanley when you try and get into North Point. But great town. Well, congratulations on the growth. Congratulations on the success of your summit. Thank you so much for inviting me to be one of the speakers there. I'm really excited to monitor your success with Vonza here and adaption. It looks really great, and so I think more players in this space are better. And if you've got a better mousetrap, then wonderful. It doesn't have to be, especially one that doesn't have to be cobbled together with all these different solutions. So congratulations on coming out of beta, and this is going to be fantastic. So again, it's Vonza.com, VONZA.com. Dr. Uyi, Dr. Faith, thank you, Faith Abraham. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you, Josh. So much. We appreciate you.
And Josh, you're doing such an amazing work. Absolutely. And you interview so good. And when are you going to have your own TV show?
I'll consider it.